it. What's going on, guys? Will Ripley in the house, coming at you from Campfire Guitar Star. Got a cool lesson lined up for you here. We're gonna get into some lead guitar. I mean, maybe you guessed it, but we ain't doing acoustic today. So, while people are joining the call, I'm gonna go ahead and warm up on one of the tracks that we were about to dive into. We're gonna hop into a whole bunch of tracks here. So, here we go. And comment if you know the name of the song and the artist, of course. All right. So, YouTube, Facebook, what's going on? Again, this is Will Ripley coming in live with Campfire Guitar Star. What we're going to be breaking into is a lead guitar lesson here. And I want to show you this technique where we use open strings at the same time as we play a riff. And so we're going to be covering Michael Jackson's Black or White, Rage Against the Machine, Sleep Now in the Fire, The Cult, She Sells Sanctuary, Our Lady Peace, Starseed, and we might, if we have time, we'll get into War Pigs, like the intro solo by Black Sabbath. So does that sound good? So let me know you guys are out there by dropping in a note. What's going on there, Darlene and Dan? I'm just going to back this up a little bit because I think that I can get all of me in the shot. Wouldn't that be nice, hey? Just one moment. So we're doing these live lessons every Wednesday, guys. So last week, Mike went on the Campfire Guitar Star YouTube channel, and yeah, so we're doing the same thing like inside the. I see some hearts coming in. That's awesome. So yeah, so we're doing this inside the Beginner Guitar Players on Facebook group, and then also, of course, on the YouTube channel for Campfire Guitar Star. And we're trying to do this every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. And yeah, so the theme right now is lead guitar because we're launching our course called Lead Guitar Star on May 24th at this wicked discount. So it only makes sense for our free lesson content to be aimed at the lead guitar stuff. So of course, I figured out of any guitar, it only makes sense to play the Flying V today. So what's up, Vicky? All right, so like I said, we're going to get into this technique called huge sounding lead guitar. At least that's the title name of today's lesson. And what I'm referring to when I'm talking about huge sounding lead guitar is really just strictly the idea of having an open string along with a riff. And this is a very common thing that a lot of famous songs use. And so, especially for you as one guitar player that's, you know, and you don't have a band or you don't have like, you know, a band in the same room as you is what I mean. So if you're just one guitar player, it can sound really cool. So what you heard me doing on the intro is a great example of that, where we're grabbing one string, but I'm playing a melody alongside it. So really the big key to She Sells Sanctuary by The Cult is to have that droning D string in behind what else is going on. So just quickly, like what that sounded like was. Okay, so if I were to just play that on one string, all of a sudden it doesn't sound like much of a solo anymore, right? And so as soon as we drop in that low D string, all of a sudden it sounds like really, really cool, right? So I've got a bunch of songs here, a batch of 4 or 5 songs that all use this technique, okay? So, and guys, make sure to stick around till the end of the lesson. For one lucky person that's tuning in, we're gonna send out our 5-Minute Guitar System book to your door, totally on the free. It's already a free book and you just pay the shipping, but we'll even pay the shipping to get it to you. And this is compatible with our Beginner Guitar System 5-Minute Guitar. So I'm gonna be asking a skill testing question at the end of the lesson, and whoever can get it, then we'll ship a book to your door. All right, so let's go ahead and rock it. So guys, the very first track I wanna get into is, and again, hit me in the comments if you know the song. So let me know in the comments what track that is. And again, the same technique here. We're in a way that we're also using not only our low string, but also our high string at the same time. I'm having problems getting all the guitar in here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what we're doing up here is we're grabbing the 10th fret of the B string. And if you just go ahead and do this for yourself, you'll see that if you hit the B string on the 10th fret and your high E string, you get a harmony. And then you can descend that 3rd finger down. I'm just happen to be playing with my 3rd finger. But yeah, if you go down 1 fret, then you've got your 9th fret of the B string, and then down to the 7th fret. Okay, so of course we're playing Black or White by Michael Jackson here. And so of course, whenever you're trying to learn a song, it always really helps to know how it goes. So in this case, we're trying to figure out the melody, and you heard me play it, but it's da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. So we got 3 notes, da-na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na. Okay, so and those are the 3 notes: 10th fret, 9th fret, and 7th fret. But specifically, what we want to do is do that rhythm, na-na-na-na-na-na, right? So that what we're going to do on that first chord is go. So that's down, up, down, up, down, up. So, and of course, the big thing there is to hit both strings, the B and the E string, with your pick. And then down 2 frets to the 7th fret. And there's that another rhythm, da, 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 right? So 1, 2, 3, 1. So. Okay, now here's the second part of it, is of course we're talking about huge sounding lead guitar. How do we make that sound even bigger? Well, it happens to be in the key of E, so what we're going to do is drop that down with our low E string, so it will even sound bigger and badder. So, and low, and low, and low. Okay, and the turnaround is just, we're not going to hop into the turnaround too much, but you can play a B power chord, 7th fret power chord on a low E string. Dun, 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 black or white. So that was just a 7th fret power chord on the low E string, down to a 5th fret power chord on the low E string. And then we're back into that first move, which was the low E string. Okay, so that's the very first track I want to show you. And by the way, there's a PDF available for this lesson, and it's not available right now, but it will be available on the replay. So anyways, so moving along, let me know how you guys made out with that one. And what we're going to be doing next is Sleep Now in the Fire by Rage Against the Machine. Here's a little demo for you. Okay, so again, let's figure out that melody first and get it in our ear and get it in our head. So da 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 da. Okay, so that's really the main kind of hook. da 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 da. So again, it's just a 3-note thing, but we want to get that rhythm and we want to get those notes and of course put it all together. So what those 3 notes are: 7th fret of the D string, 5th note of the D string, so 2 frets lower. We're going to go back up to the 7th fret of the D string, and then that 3rd note, the high note, is 5th fret of the G string. Okay, so and of course that melody again. Is da 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 da. So let's see if we can put that together. So we got, okay, so 3rd finger, D string, 7th fret, hit that twice, down to the 5th, back up, and then up to the 5th fret of the G string, back to home base. Okay, so it's a really simple melody there. And right away, what we can do to make that sound just massive and muscular and just huge sounding is by dropping in the low A string in behind that. So we can change this into, okay, so I'm sure that you'd agree with me. That sounds a lot more huge, right? So, and quite simply, I'm doing that exact same melody. We're not changing anything. But now what we're going to do is drop in the low A string in behind that whole thing. So what it will now sound like is this. Okay, and now that last bar, boom, 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 boom. So that little lead part at the end is going to hook it all around, and we're going to go up to the 7th fret of the G string. Okay, so we've got 7th fret. So we're really doing this little bend. And if you caught my lesson that I just released a couple days ago, we talked a lot about bending and how to play a lick and went over all kinds of stuff. So make sure to check out that YouTube lesson if you want to get into some licks and bending and vibrato and stuff. But yeah, so, but the big key here is to have a few fingers lined up on the strings. That will get you that bend that's necessary, you know, and get more muscle on the string so you can actually do the bend. So that's why there's extra fingers kind of lined up in behind the finger. So again, what that looks like is, and here what we can do is we can actually drop in the low D string while we play that lick. And we're back to the beginning where we're playing the A string and the D string at the same time. So that together, why don't we try to take it together? So again, we got dun, 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 dun. We repeat that dun, 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 one more time. Da, 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 and we got our turnaround. Ba, ba, da, 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 da. Okay, so let's go ahead and take it about that slow. So dun, 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 dun. Ready, go. Again. Okay. Again, so this is Sleep Now in the Fire by Rage Against the Machine. Another, like actually both these songs, and the next one coming up, The Cult, She Sells Sanctuary, and Sleep Now in the Fire by Rage Against the Machine were very influential on me in my teen years. I listened to both those songs a lot. And I'm happy to pass along the info. Yeah, I think these songs are really cool. So I'm glad to be sharing this technique with you. And okay, so of course, like I said, we're going to get into She Sells Sanctuary by The Cult. And that's what you heard me playing on the intro of this lesson if you caught it at the very beginning. And so right here, we got this kind of a longer melody. And this might be more helpful to have the tab. But of course, if you can pick things up quickly with video, and of course, you can always pause and rewind and pick up the melody. But yeah, just so you know, there is going to be a PDF of this lesson available for download. And so of course, there's delay and there's chorus and all kinds of stuff. So I'll just show you a little quick intro with some delay and stuff. So as you can hear that I got a little delay pedal going on there, which is a big part of that sound. However, it still sounds really cool strictly because we've got this D string going on all the time. So again, we want to get that melody in our head. So again, whenever you're trying to learn something, it's always really, really helpful to actually know how it goes. Like if you can hum it, if you can sing it, and if you can dance to it, all those things, that's going to like instantly help you when you go to learn something on the guitar. Does that make sense? So the notes here, we're going to start up on 14th fret of the G string, okay? And we're going to just really descend down. I'm not sure if we ascend up at all. It's all downward motion. So we've got 14, 12, 11, and sure enough, 12, 11, to 7, to 5, to 7, down to 2nd fret. So let me just double check that. Yeah, that's right. So we start on the 14th fret of the G string, and we end on the 2nd fret of the G string. Okay. Now here's something you may or may not know, but that is the same note. This note is an A note, and this note is an A note. However, they're an octave apart, which means that we've got, it's technically the same note. Like I said, they're both an A note. However, one sounds high, 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 and one sounds low, 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 right? So that's really what an octave is in a nutshell. So we're kind of climbing down a scale almost, and starting on the high octave, and on the intro more specifically is, all right, so it sounds very finished at the end there. So here's the notes: 14, 12, 11, down to 7, and then we're going to do a hammer-on motion, which is 5 to 7, 5 to 7 on the G, and ending on the G string 2nd fret, okay? So we got, okay? Now, as you can hear, I'm playing that D string in behind, so, and it's pretty much like you play the D string and then you play the high note. Except for there, because we're kind of we're a little too busy with our left hand. But it is still ringing throughout, so you want to make sure that you don't stop it accidentally. So you want to make sure it's ringing. But that's kind of the gist of it, is just making sure that you hit the low D string and then hit a high note. And then just start climbing down and play that melody. Okay, so we're always playing the low note, then the high note, okay? And then descending down in that melody. And yeah, like I said, there will be a PDF download available for this lesson, so you might want to just make sure you catch the replay for this so we can make sure to get you the tabs. But yeah, so let's just take a stab at it. We'll play it nice and slow. So we'll go like, okay? 1, 2, ready, go. 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 Okay, and you kind of find your own feel for that. The big thing is just to always have that D string kind of droning in behind the descending notes, okay? And then there's just a little variation the second time through. So that's really the first time through the riff. And then we're going to go, or sorry, so really, as you can see, I'm really just sticking up in this little area right here. So, Okay, and again, that D string is always going to be happening there. We got D14, D12, D16, D14, D12, and we're going to do that hammer-on move that we saw down at 5 and 7. However, it's going to be 12 and 14. Okay? And with the exception of this very last note, which is on the 15th fret of the B string, okay? Now what's cool is once you get that intro down, actually the main riff when kind of the whole band kicks in is much easier because we're just going to be like pretty much all downstrokes. Okay, so the melody does change slightly, but it's all kind of the same technique. That D string is still ringing, and we're just playing notes on the G string, okay? So, but yeah, like I said, the technique changes in the sense of how we strum it. So we're just gonna be hitting the D string and the G string, all downstrokes, okay? And you'll notice that my right hand is planted. That will stop the low E strings and the low A strings from ringing. So we got something like this. Okay, so that's 14, 12, 11, 12, 11, 7, 7. In the second part of that, we're going to go down to 5th, to 7th, up to 12 again. So that's 12, 11, 7, okay? So there's a lot of notes there, and it's, you know, whether or not you pick it up right here, right now, let me know if that's really, if you're locking it in and nailing it. But again, it really, really helps to have two things. Firstly, knowing the song, just kind of knowing how it goes. And then second of all, having a tab, okay? And we're gonna be able to supply you with the video, which is right now, but also the tab on the replay, and we'll make sure we get that up within a couple days. So, but that's She Sells Sanctuary by The Cult. And yeah, so why don't we just take a stab at it here nice and slow. So we got the intro, ready, go. Okay, and the full riff. All right, so the next track that we're going to get into is pretty similar in this realm, and it's in the same key and everything, and it's Starseed by Our Lady Peace. So sounds something like this. So again, really helpful to know the song and to know the melody, but here's the notes. Okay, so we've got our D string, really similar technique as She Sells Sanctuary, but just different notes, obviously different vibe and stuff, different era even. So we got our third finger up on the 17th fret of the G, and we're going down to the 14th of the G. So as you can see, 16th fret, kind of a little bluesy lick. course, with that D string always ringing in behind, okay? And then quite simply, when the band starts kicking in, it's all they do is that exact same thing, an octave lower, okay? We talked about octaves in the She Sells Sanctuary. So in this case, we're gonna grab 2nd fret and 5th fret. And there's that kind of bluesy lick on 4th fret. But of course, maintaining that open D string in behind it. All right, guys. So again, that's Starseed by Our Lady Peace. And so let me know that you guys are alive out there. Anybody, can I see some comments? Any questions? Of course, we're going over this particular topic, but definitely what we want to provide on these live lesson Wednesdays is the ability to connect with the guitar instructor and hopefully answer some questions for you. So let me know if you guys have any specific questions about guitar. It could be how to play a chord, how to play a song, how to, any kind of technique things or gear questions. As you can see, I got a little bit of gear. Happen to know a little bit about that. At least I think I do. But anyways, let me know that you guys are live out there with some comments. And the last one, I'm not going to get into this one too deep. But it will be on the tab for you. It's going to be War Pigs by Black Sabbath. And again, it just uses the same technique that we're talking about here, but of course it's in a different key and stuff like that. So in this case, what we're going to do is drop it down to the low E. And let me just get it under my fingers here for a second. Yeah, so it's the same idea here. So we've got okay, so a lot of slides and things like that, and starting on the A string on the 12th fret, and then alternating with that low E string. Okay, and again, huge sounding lead guitar. Almost always you hear this technique. Okay, so we got 12th fret to 11. Down to 7, so that's a big slide from 11 to 7. So that's just one pick note, right? So 11th fret, down to 7th. You can add vibrato to certain notes, okay? So you kind of find these notes, and I do this a lot of times when I'm jamming, and this is something I wanted to mention in today's lesson, is find those open strings that you can just drone throughout, right? So, and then you end up finding kind of like the scale all along one string, and you can actually have a ton of fun with this and create melodies and riffs and all kinds of fun stuff like that, okay? So, and this is a great example of something like that, and it's just kind of making me think of like Cherub Rock by Smashing Pumpkins. See if I can pull it out of my hat here. Live lesson, you never know what will happen. Okay, so there's Cherub Rock by Smashing Pumpkins. I wasn't planning on going into that at all today, but hey, it's live and why not, right? So again, you just kind of find these notes. So the Black Sabbath one's a great example of this, of just like using a low string and then finding kind of notes that sound good to your ears, and you can just start messing around with this stuff. Right, so just fully improvising on some stuff, and then same thing with the high strings. Actually, here's a good one. You hear this from John Frusciante off of Blood Sugar Sex Magic. I can't remember if it's Funky Monks, a track like that. He starts a solo like this. Or something like that. And it's also in Ramble On by Led Zeppelin. Okay, but particularly that line, so I'm using my G string, and this is a great example of something you can mess around with right now and get some nice big sounding kind of lead guitar tones out of, which is just hitting that G string. In this case, I'm starting on my 2nd fret, but I'm strumming my B and my E strings, right? So 2nd fret, 4th fret, and let's just mess around. Let's go to the 5th fret. Kind of dissonant, right? But definitely has kind of a vibe and a cool thing. How about 6th fret? More pretty sounding 7th. There's 9th fret, 11th, 13th fret. That sounds really like crystal clear, right? There's your major 3rd. So that's what I'm saying is John Frusciante, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Let me know if you know the name of the solo I'm talking about. It's definitely off of Blood Sugar Sex Magic. And then again in Ramble On by Led Zeppelin, exact same kind of idea, but in this case what he's doing, he's up on 11th fret of the G. So there's a little lick there, but of course those B and E strings are ringing clear. Okay? So otherwise, it's really going to sound very plain and simple, right? But as soon as we let those B and E strings ring, or any other strings, and that's really the whole point of today's lesson, is finding what strings to help ring to kind of make things sound huge and muscular, right? So there's a great example of... Okay? So another couple tracks, just pulling it off the top of my head. So do let me know if you guys have any questions at all. I'm happy to answer any questions. Just going to check into... Moni asks, can you play Battery? That is a Metallica song, I believe, and I do not know how to play that. Okay, guys, and hey, for somebody, let's see, we want to give out one of these books, right? That's another thing that we want to do while any questions come in. So is there anybody out there that can, I don't know, tell me 2 of the songs that we learned today? Okay, and of course you would have to be inside the lesson at some point today to find out what 2 songs out of the 5 or questionably 7 or 8 songs that we went over in today's lesson. What were some the names of those? So let me know in the comments, and we'd be happy to ship you out a 5-minute guitar book right to your door. And it is compatible with the video course. Again, it's a $140 package, and totally for free on the house. Just trying to make the world a better place, get some more guitar and music into people's lives, and trying to make it easy for people and get our beginner guitar system that's actually been proven with thousands of people out into more thousands of people. So yeah, just let me know in the comments what those two of the 5 songs were. But otherwise, guys, anybody that's tuning in right here, we're Campfire Guitar Star, beginner guitar players on Facebook, and of course the YouTube channel. And we're here to support you. We've got various courses. We've got one-on-one lessons. That's a really big thing that we do here. And we teach people all over the world. We've got a student in Europe and people all over the US and Canada that we teach one-on-one. So you don't even have to leave your house and you can get access to a pro teacher from home. Okay, so always keep that in your back pocket. And then stay tuned for May 24th, because on that day, we'll be releasing our Lead Guitar Star program, which is the full-fledged, step-by-step lead guitar system from Campfire Guitar Star. So you'll definitely want to get on the mailing list, and that's when we'll launch it, is May 24th. So unless there's any other questions here, comments, I am going to head out, and we will catch you in the next lesson. Thanks so much for joining. Talk to you soon.